Hi, good morning everybody and welcome aboard the Lost Madagascar Express. Could I ask that once we are on the move in my seat and please keep your arms, legs, ears, elbows, everything inside the carriage until we come to a full stop. Okay, let's have a little bit of music. Right people, just to let everybody know that this is a stopping service. We stop at the Lemur Walk Through. And in there, the lemurs, they do roam free, which means they could approach you. Now if they do, what we ask is you don't reach out to them, you don't touch them or prod them, you don't poke them or stroke them, you don't hug or cuddle the lemurs. And please, no food or drink inside your ride. Now the enclosure itself is based on the island of Madagascar. Largest island, and it's Africa. It's split from the Indian Peninsula over 80 million years ago, and it is the only place where you can find lemurs in the wild. There are over 100 different types of lemur, and the sad fact is they are all endangered. This is due to both habitat loss and the fact that they are still hunting for bushmeat. So I'm hoping they're out about the top. The weather's not too bad for us, so fingers crossed. And we'll see what else we can find for you on the way down there. Now, first enclosure is where we have our European grey wolves. Now, I know they had both parts of the enclosure open earlier, which normally means they're in the second part. And as I said that, I look to my right and there we have one of our wolves walking down.
Well, I can't see him yet.
We have three in there. So we've got three sisters.
Yeah.
Native Torvi, and Asta. And they were born in April 2017, making over 7 years old now. And at the moment they do look a little bit scruffy, but only because they're getting ready with their summer coats. The colours they'll have, black, grey, brown, hints of white and red in there as well. And these are all the colours you can find on domesticated dogs. There's a good reason for this. It is said around 30,000 years ago, wolves were domesticated by the Chinese, which means every dog that you see, love and own will be a descendant of a wolf. And nowadays you can still find them out in the wilds of Europe, places such as northern Germany, Poland, some of the Eastern European and Scandinavian countries. We report putting them back in Holland and Belgium, which does mean they are returning to their old homeland. Now the next enclosure on your right hand side is somewhere in there we do have a Bassie, who's an 8-year-old male cheetah. It's just difficult to find first in time usually. Just keep an eye towards the top, you may find him. But he's one of 3 cheetahs we've got at Colchester Zoo. The other 2 are in the Africa section. Now cheetahs are the fastest land mammal, reaching speeds of up to 60 miles an hour over a short distance. Use their tails to help them maintain balance as they take calls and turns. But the name cheetah comes from a Hindi word meaning spotted one. Now the spots are unique to each and every individual cat, and they are used to help camouflage themselves when they go hunting. Now a quick look to your left, you see our flamingos on the far side, looking good in front of their mirrors. I'll explain more about the flamingos and the reason for those mirrors when we start heading back. As we go underneath the bridge, as you say, my colleague up there is pointing towards the trees on the first branch up there. You may see a little bit of movement. And that is a binturong, and he is difficult to see. Now, a binturong is a dark-haired, shaggy-looking creature who does spend about 90–95% of their time quiet. A varied diet that will include seeds, leaves, berries, and the occasional small bird can catch it. And even with such a varied diet, their pee will still smell of popcorn. And now we reach our lemur enclosure, so a reminder of no food or drink inside there. If you are going to come in, wait until the train comes to a full stop and then exit on the right hand side. Walk towards the back of the train. Wait inside the entrance for me. We'll have a couple of quick words before we go in. If you're not coming in, please stay on the train. Don't go wandering around some of these fences. But there we go. Train's now stopping. Once you're ready, off you jump. And I'll see you at the back. Right, welcome back on board. It's always nice when those images are out and about. Well, we saw 9 ringtails. Well, we saw ringtails, but we do have 9 ringtails in there. We've got 2 red bellies as well, Paddy and Cody. And all of them are adult males in there. There's a group on the left-hand side, of family groups. Now, I pointed out to most people that on the middle, as we come to your corner, you'll see one grey lemur on her own. That is a crowned lemur. Her name is Trixie, and she's the female. But if you look just to her left, or sort of as we look to her, she'll be on the right. There's another 2 curled up together. They're more of a brown colour with a black head. They're the male lemurs, names are Billy. Now the black does give the impression of a crown, and that's how they get their name. But you've got to remember that in lemur society, it is the females that rule the world. But in there we've also got 9 ringtails, but this time it's 2 adults and 7 youngsters. Last time I seen them, they was cuddled together down the far end of the garden front. And 2 males looking up to say hello. Now on your right hand side are our gelada baboons. Oh, that's lucky. If you have a look over the back, there is a tail hanging over. You might see that. Next to the tail hanging over, someone's just been inspected. But next to her, there is a very small gelada. There we go, just moving around, a little bit unsteady on his feet. That is the new baby gelada we've got. One sitting down in the middle, just checking over someone's fur. His name is a Kobo. Kobo is the dominant male in there.
Tiny, isn't it?
It's fur mantle. Spreads out beautifully when he's running out, just like a lion's mane. And as I said, down on the ground down there, you will see a number of ring-tailed lemurs all huddled together. So they're just cleaning each other's fur out of them. But just a little bit more about the geladas. They are the last primate, and the find them out in the wild will be the mountain pigeon. And out there, they can spend up to 10 hours a day.
The huddles are down there.
And now as we start heading back, this time on your right hand side will be our flamingos. Then we have a flock, or a flamboyance of 30 Chilean flamingos here. Unfortunately, too small a number for them to feel safe to breed. So, the mirrors have been put up with the hope that it's going to encourage them to believe that great in number, and therefore safe enough to start. Now, if this plan works, the young they have will hatch out a grey colour, and they'll stay that way for a couple of years until their diet, shrimp and crustacean, kicks in. And that's when they develop that beautiful pink plumage of theirs. If you do get the chance, or the time to go around and see them, pay attention to their legs. Now the adults, they can stand on one leg up to 4 hours at a time. It's that colouring. Because underneath that pink plumage, they have our full flamingos, the bluest of legs. And as you walk around the zoo today, you will see lots of information, some of it about the zoo's own charity, which is now called the Colchester Zoos Madagascar. Now they offer both financial and technical support to both UK and overseas charities, but only if they work in areas of conservation and with endangered species, such as those lemurs which have been fortunate enough to see. And we do try and raise money for them, both online and here within the zoo. One of the ways is to give us drives a bucket to place in front of the train at the end of the loose journey. Any and all small loose change is always gratefully accepted, and everything goes towards the charity. To find out more, you can look online, or up by the Komodo dragons, which is just past the grey walls. There's a great display of photographs and lots of information there. And now you can find out about the Alfaka National Park they sponsor in South Africa. Over there, they have been releasing giraffes, zebras, various antelope and white rhinos back into the wild. Now on the right, that's the Isle of Wight Burrow. Colchester Zoo was the first zoo in the UK to successfully breed aardvarks in captivity. And we've had 13 breeders here now. With that number, we are still leading the way at all the zoos in the UK. So as we head back into the station, a reminder to remain seated until we come to a full stop. But when we do, you exit the train on the right hand side, walk towards the front of the engine and up that tarmac pathway. From there, You'll find the tigers right in front of you, and sharp left. That'll lead you down to the elephants, giraffes and rhinos. Hope you enjoy the journey and enjoy the rest of your day. Colchester.